Hey all you beautiful people, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Either way, we found each other, and I'm so glad that we did. So I started this story time on TikTok, and it was about my 72 hours in a psych ward. And I had like 7 parts to this, and I was like, you know what, I have to make a YouTube video out of this. I know I haven't been here in a while. I will post a story time about why I haven't been, because shit's been crazy, okay? But that'll be like the next video, because I'm gonna pre-record so I don't have, issues anymore. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about the 72 hours that I spent in the psych ward. So, a couple years ago, I got really depressed. My anxiety was out of control. They had me on so many different antidepressants that was just making my chemical imbalance in my brain all messed up, to the point where I was like pulling out my hair, and I gave myself a black eye at one point. I broke a mirror. Like, things were just crazy, and it got to the point where I was just like, I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to live like this anymore, and I don't want to live anymore. So I had a conversation with my mother, which I thought was inconfident, but she was worried about the guns that we have in the house, because yes, I live in Kentucky, and there's guns in my house. There's guns in everyone in my family member's house, especially my stepdad. He has a couple safes full. It's like he's preparing for the apocalypse or something, but whatever. But I told her that the guns were not a problem in the house, because if I was going to do something, I would just drown myself in the bathtub. So she took that as a plan, and I took it as more or less, I don't know what I was thinking or why I really said it. I did think it at one point, and so I guess it kind of was a plan, but I wasn't going to do it. I was definitely not going to kill myself by drowning myself in the bathtub. But, heater just kicked on. Ooh, ignore that noise. So, she was like, you need to go to your primary care physician. I'll go with you, and you really need to talk with her. So that's what we did. And I said everything that was on my mind, everything that I was feeling, thinking, just everything. And I was completely overwhelmed with my life. I had been raising my aunt's 2 kids, which are my kids now. I've been raising them for over 6 years, taking care of my grandfather, and also dealing with a toxic, abusive, emotionally abusive relationship for over 6 years. So, needless to say, my mindset was not in the best of places. So, she said when we get to the primary care physician, she recommends that I do an inpatient treatment. And I never wanted to do inpatient treatment. I felt like, that was for crazy people, and I wasn't crazy, and I didn't need that shit. But I ended up kind of fighting with my mom about it, and she was like, no, you're going. You are definitely going. This is not the woman that I've raised. You are not yourself, Courtney. You're going, and you're going to go get the help that you need. So, needless to say, I went home, I packed, had to run to the store. Yeah, Walmart or that country. And I had to run to the store, and we had to get like slip-on shoes. I couldn't have anything that had like laces, or pretty much anything. A lot of my makeup products I couldn't have. Tweezers definitely couldn't have. Like, there was like just a lot of stuff that I couldn't have. Well, when I got there, I was just, I was bawling. I was completely delirious. I was crying so hard that I don't even remember half of the questions that they asked me on the doing inpatient, when they do all their inpatient paperwork. Admission paperwork. There we go. There we go, Courtney. You got it. Admission paperwork. And then they did like a drug test on me, because this place was also not just for like people that had like mental illnesses or anything. It was also a detox program. So there was more people there that was for detox than there was for mental illness. And it shows what kind of place I was at. But, you know, I grew up around people that did drugs and stuff, so it was like, that didn't really bother me. So they end up stripping you completely naked, and they check everywhere and everything. And I remember they was checking between my toes, and after they checked other places, and they said that they was checking for scars to make sure that I wasn't a cutter or anything, and I wasn't. Like, I went through an emo teenage phase and a very dark depression teenage phase when I found out that I was dying from, you know, my kidney disease, and I cut back then, but I hadn't cut in way over 10 years, so they were not going to find any marks on me. I also had a feeling that they were searching for drugs too, maybe thinking that I was going to bring in some kind of drugs or whatever, but no, I wasn't. I wasn't going to bring in any drugs. Didn't have anything to worry about there. But I was just wilted on the floor, just sobbing and sobbing in the fetal position, naked, just laying there in that bathroom floor. And they end up giving me something for anxiety, just to like help me get up, get dressed, and they tried to make me eat. I wouldn't eat. Granted, I did not eat but one time the 3 days, the 72 hours that I was there, because minimum hold is 72 hours. And as soon as I signed those papers, I was like, I'm going to be out of here in 72 hours. Like, I'm doing this more so for my mom and not for me. So I'm going to, I don't think I can get the help here that I need. So I'm going to get out of here in 72 hours, no matter what I have to do or say. So that was my plan. And the beds were very uncomfortable. You did have like a camera that was above you, so like they was recording you at all times. There was nothing that you could do. And luckily, I had a private room because I was legally blind, so they was obligated to give me a private room. So I'm thankful for that, because I do not do well with people. I did end up making a friend named Lisa. She was there for bipolar disorder and depression. I do know that she was like on lithium because she talked about it. But me and her become really good friends. She was from Switzerland, then moved to London, and was now living in Kentucky. And she was really sweet. She was a really, really nice woman. And if it wasn't for her, I don't know how I would have really made it that time. So I spent most of my time in my room the first day and a half, 2 days. I only come out to smoke. I went to like one group and felt sick. So I went back to my bed and laid down, and I knew in my head that I was going to have to participate in group, because they was not going to let me out if I didn't. So I, probably like the second day afternoon, I was like, okay, I'm gonna participate in group. I'm gonna do whatever we have to do, fill out these little papers or coloring sheets and say what we hate about our lives and what we want better about our lives. Just that basic bullshit. And a lot of stuff that we did in group was like addiction stuff, because I would say that was probably like 95% of the patients that are there for addiction. But you know, like, probably the last day is when I really participated in group. I sang and different things, and I come out of my room that morning and actually went to like the common area and, you know, talked about politics with the other people, danced in the hallway with a guy that was there for detox that was really sweet to me and really nice. And, you know, it wasn't in exactly a traumatizing experience, but it was a horrible experience, an experience that I never want to have to go through again. The showers there, like, I couldn't shower because it was all cold water, plus it was the motion censored, so every time you like went to get under the water, it was like there for like a minute and then it cut off, and then you'd have to like act like you was like on a different person sliding in the shower. It was there for a minute, cut off. So it was like I was taking a whore bath in the sink, just like washing my parts, you know, tits, ass, puss, and pits, and making sure I didn't smell while I was there. So, also, there wasn't even a door to the bathroom. You had a curtain that didn't even close all the way through. And that camera that was in your room, oh yeah, bet your sweet ass that they're going to be like looking. So, the first day, absolutely horrible. And they didn't even consider that really like my first day because I got it there in the afternoon. But to me, that was my first day. Second day, didn't really come out of my room. Maybe went to group once. Every time they was like, smoke break, I was like, bitch, I'm here. But besides that, my mother, my sister, and my boyfriend at the time come and saw me. I didn't want to see any of those people. I was really resenting my mother. My boyfriend was one of the reasons why I was there in the first place. And my sister only shows up when it's absolutely necessary, when I need her the most. And that's great because, like, you know, she's got my back 100%, always there for me. So she didn't bother me as much, but the rest of them did. Third day, I participated in group. I finally ate something, and I was like really adamant on telling the doctors like I was getting out of here. When they come and talk to me and stuff, I told them, you know, I didn't actually want to kill myself. That the whole drowning in the bathtub thing was not a plan. And then they was like, did you do it for attention? No, bitch, I didn't do it for attention. I'm really actually depressed and stuff. I just need a really good psychiatrist, which I found a week or two after I got out of the psych ward, and he has been my psychiatrist ever since. He is amazing. He listens to me. He's got me on the right kind of medication, the right diagnosis, and I am so much happier and healthier now than I ever was, even trying to get inpatient help. So I can't really say that it worked for me. I know that there was a lot of people there that was there for weeks on end, and my dog over there. But there was people that was there for like weeks and some even months, and I got out in my 72 hours. And a lot of people resented me for that because they was like bitching about, you know, like, oh, you get out now and I've been here for 3 weeks and yada, yada, yada. But when I did leave, like, I left, you know, a couple and open packs of cigarettes with some of my friends that weren't leaving, and different things, because it's all, I'm a giving person, and I'll give you, you know, if I have it, I'll give it to you. So I even gave them, you know, some of the money that I had, so I could give them, like, chips and drinks and stuff. But yeah, it was a experience. And I think I shut down more when I was in there the first few days. I completely shut down, and for a long time after, I still held resentment towards my mother for basically forcing me to go at 25 years old when I didn't really feel like I needed it. But besides that, okay, so that was my experience. at the Psych Ward, 72 hours in the Psych Ward. Hope you guys enjoyed the story time. I know it wasn't one of my, like, woo, crazy ones or anything, but I'll be back to that later on. If you happen to notice makeup change, shirt change, like right in the middle of this video, it's because my ring light fell over and my phone fell over in the middle of recording yesterday, and I had to go pick up a new ring light. So besides, that's why this is all new, but you know, same story, same me. Alright, I love you guys. I'll see you bitches in the next one.